This video is where I make a card using the 4 parameters that were chosen in this week's YouTube show called Craft Roulette. Each week on the YouTube show, they spin a wheel and come up with 4 ways that we have to use to make a card. How far will I stretch the parameters this week? Let's find out. All right, I think this card is going to be super quick, actually. I think I'm getting better at this. I don't know. Because the last couple cards that I've done, I keep saying, this will be easy. This will be easy. So, I don't know. If doing Craft Roulette cards, can't talk, is a skill. I mean, I know it's a skill, but like, you know, like any skill, right? You get like better and better at it. I think I'm getting better. Now watch next week. I won't be able to do the card. But anyway, so the parameters this week are A2, easy, A2 size card. The colors are Tutti Fruiti, which I did have sort of a feeling about it when it first came up, but then I actually Googled it to see what, you know, it would Tutti Frutti is, and it was what I thought: oranges, pinks, yellows, and, you know, maybe a teal. So then right away I got an idea to pull out my scraps. Now I keep strips of paper. This is a washi that I really thought was cute that I put on a piece of cardstock so that it's no longer see-through. And when you, like the top of a paper pad or a piece of paper, like a scrapbook paper, if it's cute, I keep them. Even when they've had a hole for hanging, I will keep them. So I went through my trough of these, because I keep them all, and I pulled out Tutti Frutti colors. And I decided I'm going to do a card with paper strips. That's my Tutti Frutti colors. The next parameter is container, which I will do with a stamp. I'll get to that after I do the strips. And then the random was, I think it was unusual color. That's what I think it was. And I already have a plan for that. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my background with these strips. I have a whole bunch here, but I pulled these out for my Tutti Frutti and these over here to fill in on what I want to do as I kind of build my background paper with my strips. So let's get to that. So now my background is done. I cut it out. It's a little bit smaller than A2 because I'm going to put it on a card base. My next step was my stamps. Now these were the 2 stamps. They're from 2 different stamp collections that I wanted to put together to use on my card. But as you can see, they're way too big. And then I got out the little sentiment that I want to use, which also, well, that was a good size, but it certainly wasn't going to fit with that container and my flowers. So I got a trick for that. My trick is to stamp it on some white cardstock, well, actually scrap paper, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's white, and scan it onto your computer, and then you can make it any size you want. If you want to make it easier, don't scan them at the same time. Scan one and then scan the other, and then you can put them together in your program on your computer and see what size you want them to be. So then I took it to my computer. Now I'm going to scan it. I don't really care. It could be color. It's not color, but I'll leave it. 400 DPI because I want it to be a good image. I'm going to shrink it down, but I want it to be a good image. And then I just want these two scanned. So I'm going to say scan. Okay, now I'm going to open these up in my editing software. All right, so I brought the scanned images into a program called Illustrator, but you can use Canva or any other software that you have. I just rotated it only so that I can see how I would place it if I had stamped it and used it. And I realized I don't like it like that, so I flip it. And that is something I do a lot of the time when I scan a stamped image, is I can not only make it bigger or smaller, but I can also flip it. So I flipped the flower, and I'm putting it back in the can where I'm going to place it. And then I made a box that's the size of the card, 4.25 by 5.5, just so I can see what size I want it to be. So I selected both items, the flower and the container, and I made it smaller until I was happy with the size, and that looked really good to me right there. So when I was done, I just took them both, and you would just print them out. Now from here, that's how you would do it. You would just print them out. I took it a step further because I had edited it a bit in Photoshop first. I got rid of the white outside. So I was able to put the flower behind the container, and I'm going to actually print it out together. Okay, so here are my original stamps. And here's what I printed out on some Craft. See the size difference? Quite a bit. So why did I print it out on Craft? Well, there's my unusual color. I thought that a Craft color would be very unusual on a super colorful background, such as that. So I'm going to fussy cut this out, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, I am done fussy cutting. So that is going to go there. Now, should I cut that out? I think I will. I think I'm going to cut that out with a X-Acto knife. And put that back. Now, again, back to the size difference. I mean, that's a big difference. So if you have stamps that you love, but they just don't fit the size card or project that you want to do, scan them and shrink them. All right, so I'm going to put this on some Craft. Or do I want to do white? No, I like the Craft. Okay, so I'm going to put this panel on my card base. Okay. Right. And flip it over, push it down. Awesome. There, cute. Now, I don't think I'm going to pop this up because I think I'm going to pop up my sentiment, whatever. I'm going to put that here on this color. And I think I'm going to do it in white embossing powder. is my plan. So let me do that before I decide what I'm gonna do next with this. All right, so my little embossed title with some white embossing. I popped it up. I think I'm gonna put that here, maybe there. I haven't decided that yet, but I think that this stamp needs some shading. So I got 2 alcohol markers. They're warm grays because the brown is warm. And I'm just gonna give some little tiny colorings just to give it a little more depth. Okay, just to give it a little more interest, right? All right, let's assemble the card. Now, how do we want to do this? I want to put it here and there. Or do we want to put it here? Wish you're all here live with me and you can help me vote. I think I'm gonna go with that. See, I don't want to cover up the little, and I don't want to put it there. I mean, ultimately, I'm gonna have to do it obviously without your guys' feedback because I'm not live, but I'm very interested in the comments what you would have gone with. Would you have gone with this one, which is, let's say, A? If you hear thunder, we're having a massive storm right now. This one, which is B, or would you have gone with this one, which is C, or this one, which is D? Which would you all have gone with? I'm actually going to go with D. I like this one. All right, let's commit. It's only paper, right? Hopefully I don't lose power while I am recording. We are supposed to get some pretty gnarly weather today, and it looks like it has started. I really like, is it straight, the contrast of this craft simple colored flower, unusual color with the bright background. I think that ended up turning out really cute, and I think I might actually do that concept again. I can't wait to see the gallery on craftroulette.live.com. If you guys are not sure what the Craft Roulette is, go check that out to see what other people did with those 4 parameters. I would love to see what everyone's unusual color is. All right. There we go. I think that came out cute. All right, parameter check. A2 card, check. Tutti Frutti colors. These are my Tutti Frutti colors. Pink, yellows, some just bright colors, really. I was thinking of sherbet. And then unusual color is to do this craft flower and container. There's my container that the flowers are sitting in. That was fun. I really liked using my scraps, and I didn't stretch the parameters at all. So look at that. Awesome. I mean, it's fun to stretch them too. Thanks so much for watching. Have a crafty day.